How's it coming?
Oh, we're just about ready once we get the word to launch.
In a few minutes now, we should be over the trench.
Skipper, I know this is none of my business, but I sure don't like the idea of you going down there alone.
Don't worry, Chief. I'm sure there's not much risk.
I hope not, sir.
Give me a hand with Dr. Braddock, will you, please?
Thank you, gentlemen. I can manage quite nicely now.
You all set, Doctor?
Just about. All we need now is the go-ahead from Admiral Nelson back at the Institute.
Here's the checklist you gave me, Dr. Braddock. I think you'll find everything there.
Excellent. Excellent. Good job, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Now then, Captain Crane, do you feel the need of a last-minute briefing?
Apparently, there's not much to do except to ride the bell down to the bottom of the trench and then come back up again.
But keeping in constant touch with me. Now, that's vital. I must know how you feel every moment of the descent and return.
Yes, sir.
Remember, you will not be breathing ordinary air. This artificial atmosphere will counteract all effects of the tremendous pressure at that depth.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Once you return, you can step out of the bell without undergoing even a moment of decompression.
Well, if this works as you say, Doctor, it should revolutionize diving procedures.
Oh, I have no doubt as to its working. I've devoted too many years to this. This test is a mere formality, something to dramatize its effectiveness.
Skipper, this is Morton.
Yes, Jeff.
We're over the trench, and we just got word from Admiral Nelson to go ahead.
Very well. Come to a full stop, and we'll lower away.
All right, sir. All stop. Maintain trim. Jim. Sir. Pretty low weight, Chief. Let her go.
Everything's all right so far. It's pitch black outside. There's no visual observations possible.
Captain, you are now well below 37,500 feet. The pressure is enormous. How do you feel?
It's amazing. There's no sensation of pressure at all.
Splendid. It's over 37.8 now. You'll be on the bottom any second.
That's it. We just hit bottom. I feel great. There is still no effects.
On the bottom. Reverse direction.
Follow her up, Ski.
We're bringing you right up again, Captain. Any effects yet? Captain. Captain, do you read me? He's not responding.
Skipper. Skipper, reply. Skipper!
Bring him up fast.
Voyage to the bottom of the sea. Starring Richard Basehart. And David Hedison. Voyage to the bottom of the sea. Brought to you by
Don't tell me he's...
Fine, Doctor.
Why didn't you answer me?
I did. Every time you called.
Not on the ascent. From the moment we began to haul you up, there was utter silence. What happened?
That's strange. I can't seem to remember.
You must remember. Think.
Well, the bell touched bottom, then started up. I remember telling you on the mic that I felt fine. There were no effects. And after that, the bell entered the hatch.
How do you feel now? Are there any internal pains at all?
If you mean the bends, I don't have them. I feel fine.
Good. However, I want you to go to sickbay and have the doc examine you.
No, that won't be necessary, Doctor. I told you. There are no after effects at all.
I still want you to go. I promised Admiral Nelson that I would transmit all medical data to him immediately after each dive.
Very well, Doctor. I'll go. How does it look, Doc? By the book, you should have a thorough case of the bends, but you haven't. That atmosphere of Braddock's is pretty remarkable stuff. Then I'm okay, huh?
Sound as a dollar. I see no medical reason for not making another descent in the morning.
Now, what about that apparent blackout that I had?
Well, I'm inclined to put it down to temporary amnesia induced by hysteria.
Hysteria?
Well, medically speaking. It can do strange things, as witness Braddock's legs.
Oh, what about his legs?
His paralysis was also hysteria-induced, although not temporary, unfortunately. He made his first experiments with the new atmosphere and came out of it the way you see him now. It's all in his medical record.
Then you think there's some unknown property in this atmosphere? Something which could bring on hysteria, right?
Oh, no. It was thoroughly analyzed back at the Institute. This is just one more case of a medical coincidence. We run into them frequently.
Okay. You're the doctor. If the Admiral gives the go-ahead, I'll be making another dive in the morning. All right.
We're at dead stop on the surface. Lookouts posted.
Oh, very well.
Do you have a course for me?
No, we'll lay to at these coordinates for the night. First thing in the morning, I'm making another experimental dive.
Do you feel okay after the first one?
I feel fine. Why?
Just wondered. The yeoman finished writing up the log. You want to sign?
Chip, you had a reason for asking me how I felt. What was it?
Nothing. You just look a little drawn around the face, that's all.
I never felt better. I'm just a little tired, that's all. A good night's rest is all I need.
Why don't you turn in now?
Yeah, I think I will. Carry on. Sickbay, this is the captain. Doc, come up to my cabin right away, will you?
This is Braddock, Captain. Can I help you?
Doctor, what are you doing down there?
Writing a medical report to send the Institute.
I have to see the doctor right away.
He's down in the pharmacy supply room. Why don't you come to sick bay? Perhaps he'll return by the time you get here.
Be right there. Do you know what it is?
There's nothing to be alarmed about.
Yes, but what?
Well, the first experiments I made on the atmosphere produced a similar effect on me. It turned out to be a rather rare nervous disorder. Rest is the best cure. You'll find it'll disappear rapidly, as it did with me.
Well, I'd better wait for Doc. He may want to prescribe something.
There is nothing to prescribe. If I were you, I'd get to bed immediately. It'll disappear by morning.
Well, I'd feel a lot better if you took a look at this.
Trust me in this, Captain. I know what I'm talking about. I've written a complete report of it. I'll send it to Nelson at the Institute. Now, do me a favor. Go to bed.
Well, if you think that's best.
I most certainly do, Captain. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Doctor.
Look, Skipper, all I need is your signature.
Will you get out?
Good night, sir. Circuitry room. Duty electrician, lay down to the circuitry room on the double. Fire in the circuitry room. Fire in the circuitry room.
Thank you, man.
Sorry, Dr. Braddock, we're a little busy here right now.
So I see what seems to be the trouble, Commander.
Electrical fire in the circuitry room.
Is that very dangerous?
It is. I'm waiting for a report on it now.
We're on the surface. Shouldn't that reduce the danger somewhat?
It makes it easier to scrub the ship of smoke once the fire is out, if we get it out.
I see.
Excuse me, I'm trying to raise the skipper. Captain Crane, do you read me?
He's very tired, Commander. I suggest you let him sleep.
Soon enough. Men are after it now. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm all right. I wish I could say the same for our radio equipment.
How long will it take to get it working again?
Well, from the looks of things, a good 24 hours, if we're lucky.
Okay, get started.
The circuitry room fire is now secured.
Very well. What's the damage estimate?
Small, sir. Repairs will be completed within the hour.
Good. Carry on.
Aye, sir.
Where are you going, Commander?
Find out why Captain Crane didn't answer my call. Lee. Lee? You all right?
Well, let me get this straight, Kowalski. Now, you say the fire started when some sort of creature attacked you. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, describe it.
That's not so easy to do, sir. It was horrible. It was like a nightmare beast, sort of. It was wearing a uniform.
What kind of uniform?
Well, it was like yours in a way, sir.
That's right, Lee. I saw it when I wrecked the radio shack. It was an officer's uniform.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Right here, Skipper. I heard this noise. I came running back, and I saw it standing over this poor guy. Naturally, I tried to capture it, but it was too much for me. Next thing I know, I'm picking myself up from the deck right over here.
How is the man, sir?
Badly injured. I'm waiting for a report from the doc now.
Chief, Kowalski's description fits with what you saw, right?
Yes, sir. All except maybe for the size.
What about the size?
Well, sir, I'd say it was, at least 8 feet tall, maybe more. That's why I didn't have a chance against it.
Well, no matter how big he was, how could he get off the ship?
It beats me. All I know is we've had search parties working here all night. Whatever it was, wherever it went, it's not on the ship now. Put my job on that.
Captain Crane. Captain Crane.
There's the dock now.
Skipper here. What is it, Doc? I regret to report, sir, that I've lost the patient. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll be down shortly to take care of the details. Very well, sir. This visitor of ours is a cold-blooded killer. If he turns up again, I want him shot on sight. I hope I see him first. I'll be in sick bay.
I've been trying for 20 minutes to make contact with Seaview. Any luck from Central Communications? All right. All right, I'll try again. Nelson Institute calling Seaview. Come in, please. Seaview, this is Nelson. Do you read me? Come in. Nelson, are you absolutely sure about that analysis? Mm-hmm. I see. Well, I still haven't been able to reach Seaview, and I can't let Crane make another dive. So I'm taking the flying sub to Seaview. See that the antidote is loaded aboard immediately. Stop.
All stop by.
Maintain neutral buoyancy.
Aye.
Missile room.
That's room I.
We're at full stop over the trench. Lower away when ready.
Aye, sir. So we're ready to launch.
Now, the same procedure as last time.
Exactly the same. Keep in contact at all times.
Still no word from the Admiral?
Afraid not.
I will take full responsibility for the dive. Now, let's get on with it.
Very well. I guess there's no point in delaying it. Lower away.
Aye, sir.
Lower away, Ski. Aye, Chief.
Flying sub to Seaview. Flying sub to Seaview. Come in, please. Sparks, just in case you can hear me but can't transmit, listen carefully. Captain Crane must not make another dive. It's a matter of life and death. Repeat, Captain Crane must not make another dive.
So far, so good. The descent is exactly like the first one. The waters are getting dark as we go deeper.
I'll report back again in 5 minutes.
More to go.
About 10 fathoms, sir. He's almost at the bottom. Mr. Morgan, everything okay down here?
Yes, sir. Only what? Well, sir, I wonder if you should have let him make that dive. I mean, without an okay from the Admiral.
I wondered the same thing, but the skipper gave the order, not me.
Yes, sir, I know, but with the radio busted, how do we know what they're thinking back there in Santa Barbara?
We don't, obviously.
Commander.
When's the last time you heard from Captain Crane?
Scheduled report time.
When's he due to report again?
As a matter of fact, he's a minute or two late. However, that's perfectly understandable. Reactions are notoriously slow at such great depths. Are you worried, Commander?
Yes, and I'll stay worried till he's safe aboard with no after effects.
I assure you, your worries will soon be over. The captain will be safely aboard again within a quarter of an hour.
I hope you're right.
Captain, this is Dr. Braddock. Your report is overdue. Reply at once. Captain. Probably some communication malfunction.
Stop that winch!
How dare you give such an order? How far from the bottom?
4 fathoms, sir.
Continue on down.
Relay that, bring up the bell.
No, just a few more feet. I must have exact information. The experiment must be precise.
Forget the experiment, bring up the bell.
That's his key.
Fool, I'll have your job for this, and yours with it.
Take it. But after we get the skipper back aboard.
Mr. Morton, this is the control room.
Morton here.
Sir, we've got the flying sub on our radar screen.
Stand by to berth the flying sub. I'll be right there.
Aye, sir.
Chief, let me know the moment the skipper gets back aboard. Aye, sir.
Ah, Chip, what the devil's wrong with your radio?
It was wrecked last night, sir. It's just being repaired.
Where's Lee?
He should be back aboard in a few minutes.
Back aboard.
Yes, sir. He made a second dive this morning.
On whose authorization?
On his own, sir. Something wrong with him?
I'll let you know after I see him. Now, you send him to my cabin the minute he comes aboard, right?
All right.
Why didn't you maintain contact, Captain?
Equipment trouble. We'll need repairs in there.
I'll see to it right away, sir.
Skipper, are you back in the missile room?
I just came aboard, Chip.
So did the Admiral.
He's back?
And howling mad. He wants to see you in his cabin on the double.
Very well. Excuse me, Doctor.
No right to make that second dive without orders from me.
As captain of the ship, I had every right to do it.
All right. Let's not go through that again. Well, since that last dive, has Doc given you a physical?
No, I was told to report directly to you.
All right, we'll take care of that right now. Sick bay.
No.
Sick bay. What's the matter?
Nothing, I'm all right.
You're hurt. Take off the jacket.
I said I'm all right.
This is nothing to fool with. Take off the jacket. It's a bullet crease.
You might as well know everything. Chip shot me.
Chip.
He didn't know what he was shooting at. He was trying to kill what he thought was a beast. A wild beast. Me.
Huh? That's exactly what I was afraid of.
What? You knew?
No, I suspected. People at the Institute have been running some additional tests on Braddock's atmosphere. Discovered some dangerous side effects.
Like what happened to me, I mean.
Well, even more dangerous, possibly. We should have known when Braddock himself was affected by the first experiment.
And you didn't try to warn me to do anything?
If your radio was out, I got here as quickly as I could.
I had it coming.
What in the world are you talking about?
I killed a man, Admiral. Did they tell you that?
No?
I killed him in cold blood. I kept repeating, I'm not myself. I'm under some sort of spell. But it doesn't help. Fact remains, I killed him.
Well, whatever happened, it wasn't your fault. It was because of Braddock's atmosphere. But there's an antidote. Can't waste much time. In less than an hour, this stuff will be useless. Now, come on. I'll take you to sick bay.
All right, Captain, there you are.
Thanks, Doc.
Put your shirt on now. Now, Admiral, about this vaccine antidote.
Yes, I want you to administer it right away. It deteriorates rapidly. Any doubts about it, it was thoroughly tested by the Institute lab.
I'm sure of that, sir.
All this talk of antidotes undoubtedly means that you're ready to cancel all further tests of my atmosphere.
I'm afraid that's precisely what it means.
In other words, all my work, all my years of research, everything down the drain.
No, not at all. Your work has merit, otherwise we wouldn't have bothered with it in the first place. But it needs more, much more, before we can risk the life of another human being.
And what if I am unwilling to give another 5 years of back-breaking work?
Well, that's up to you, isn't it?
All right, Admiral. Let's get it over with.
Nelson. Get that ship?
This is Morton.
I sounded general alert. Lee Crane is... Well, he's out of his mind. He's loose on the ship.
Lee Crane.
There's no time to explain. Just listen. He can only be recognized because of his uniform. I want him captured unharmed. No live ammo. Use tranquilizing charges. But be very careful. He's extremely dangerous. Now get on it.
Aye, aye, sir.
That was horrible. What happened to him?
Are you hurt?
No, I'm all right. What about the antidote?
Well, unless we get it to Lee within less than an hour, it'll be useless. So keep a highball handy. Wait for my call.
Yesterday. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I got a good look at that thing before it jumped me, and it couldn't have been the skipper.
Yeah, but the Admiral says it is. Well, that's good enough for me.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's been here all right.
Where's Dr. Braddock?
Braddock? Well, I don't know.
He was here when I left.
He must have gone out while I was working.
How? He couldn't move a wheelchair around the ship without help. Every passageway hatch had a high sill.
Yes, that's right.
Very strange, wouldn't you say?
Strange. It's inexplicable.
Well, I wouldn't quite go that far. It's a very good explanation. Attention all hands. This is the Admiral. Captain Crane is still at large, and it's vital he be captured within the next 30 minutes. If not, it'll be too late to save his life. All hands not on specific assignment, ordered to join the search. I'll be waiting in my cabin. Any information should be reported to me there.
Now, what was that all about?
I don't know, but I don't like it. With the whole ship in danger, why does he want to be in his cabin alone? And why does he broadcast it all over the ship?
Search me. The Admiral usually has a good reason for anything he does.
Yeah, well, I hope this time is no exception. Come on.
Drop the gun on the deck.
Nelson, I thought...
You thought you'd killed me, didn't you? You want to see who it really was? Go on, take a look. Come on.
How did you know?
You told me. In several ways. When you took a shot at me in the corridor, I knew it couldn't be Crane. In his condition, he could hardly handle a gun. And you, confined to a wheelchair, couldn't travel very far in a submarine.
You've been very clever, Admiral.
Oh, I had your help. When you left the sick bay without assistance, it was fairly obvious that you couldn't actually be a cripple. A crewman was murdered when Lee had his first attack. I'd be very interested to know where you were at that time.
You'll find out sooner or later. There will be a charge of murder against me, of course.
Of course you killed the crewman, didn't you? But why, Braddock? Why?
I was crippled for a time. The result of my first experiment. Then I developed the other symptoms.
Like Lee?
Yes. I had to find a way to cure myself. I looked for a human subject to work on.
Crane became your guinea pig. You would have killed him. If you haven't already.
Or I would have found a cure for both of us. But it's too late now. Murder, disgrace, ruin. You've done a good job on me.
Admiral, this is Sharkey. We've got the captain trapped.
Where?
Inside the missile room. We're trying to get to him now.
Good. I'll be right there.
Aye, sir. Here's a torch. Okay, he's got the wheel jammed. Come on, burn it out.
Diving bell's gone.
He's launched it.
Come on. Let her back aboard and listen a minute.
Hey, not so fast.
Something's wrong.
Slow it down. Cable snap.
Dropped him.
Emergency procedure, immediate launch. We'll have to catch the Belby before he gets below our crush depth. We only get one shot at this, so make it good, huh? See it? Sure. The length of cable trailing from the bell. Catch it. Huh? Let's go. You got it?
Got it, sir.
Okay.
Let's go. Heavy gun tray.
Good man, get him aboard.
That's a tranquilizer, sir.
I want to be lowered to at least 30,000 feet.
Admiral, you can't risk that. The same thing could happen to you.
No, I'm not using Braddock's atmosphere. This is our only chance to save Crane's life. We're well past the deadline for the antidote. If I inject it here, it'll kill him.
Admiral, I don't get it.
It's only a theory, but it's got to work. I'm going to make the injection down below under enormous pressure. So, remember, at least 30,000 feet.
Yes, sir, 30,000 feet.
Get ready to lower away.
$30,000 feet, Admiral.